Hello, welcome to day 7 of the TDP. Yeah, pretty bummed out, to be honest, because I feel like I thought that working with the iMovie on my Mac and uploading this, recording the video, I thought this stuff I'll get kind of better at it as I go, and it seems like that the operating system and all the software and things on Mac, it just gets harder for me as I go. Like I go in reverse. Like I figure it out, and then the next time I get on, I have to figure it out all over again. But then things have changed. So, like for example, I'm trying to use like some audio equipment. Like I've got some microphones, and I've got headphones, and I've got some stuff that I can use, and it should be very compatible and with this software. And I know it is because I can see it when I look. When I look on like my settings and stuff, I can see like, okay, I'm connected, and then like all of a sudden now my audio doesn't work on my computer, or I can't hear myself when, even if I do get to the point to where I can record. But at this point, I can't even record on the computer when, like 3 days ago, I was able to record like a video, like this simple video. And I just haven't been able to do it. So I'm pretty bummed out about that. As I said on my show yesterday, that like I try to keep positive and just kind of push forward, and that's all fine and dandy, I that's just the kind of person I am, and I'll continue doing that. But at the same time, I'm allowed to be bummed out, and I am, because I don't have I think I'll learn it better by learning it myself. But it would be convenient if I just had someone here like, hey, push this button, or hey, you got to go to here. And I'm really just kind of like flying in the dark on this, trying to figure it out. But I'll keep going. And I've already promised, like, I'm going to put this out every day for 10 minutes. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to do it. If nothing else, I know how to use my video, on my phone. Yeah, I've got 10 years of experience doing that, or more. I guess more than 10 years since I first got my first smartphone. It's been about maybe 12 years. But I started out with Samsung, and I had a Galaxy. And the reason is because when I first started using any kind of internet or anything like that, I was probably 20 or so. We didn't really have things like, I guess we could have, and we didn't. I played Nintendo or whatever, but Sega and things, but I didn't really start using like any kind of personal computer or any kind of software or email, none of that, until I actually joined the military. And we were using, it was all Windows, so I was all Microsoft up. And then when smartphones came out, I was like, I don't want no Apple. I'm used to Microsoft and Windows, and, the Android is compatible there, so I'm going to use that. So I used the Android for a few years, and then I got my first iPhone, and I was like, oh, good God, this is amazing. It's very intuitive. It's very user-friendly. It's simpler. And I know there's probably a lot of tech people out there that's going to say, oh, Android's way better and this and that, but they got better cameras, and software is easier to update, or software you can adjust the software or whatever. I just want to use it. If you got software, use it. And it's pretty easy to do with the iPhone. Now, in my little bit of experience with this Mac, this Mac right here, no. It's difficult. I did get used to it because I got my college degree and stuff. I used my Mac. I got a Mac, so I would be able to, connect it with my iPhone and do things like that. And I was able to figure out, which I didn't connect it to the iPhone. Now, I'll tell you one neat feature on the Mac is, like, as long as I'm sitting next to my Mac, or if my Mac, my phone's in the same house, my Mac automatically connects, and I get messages, and I can make phone calls. I can do stuff like that on my Mac. So that's pretty neat. But as far as like operating this iMovie and GarageBand and things like that, I got to go to YouTube University, y'all. I just think work's been busy. So I haven't really by the time I'm done with it, I'm ready to go all systems down and go out and do something physical out in the yard and do something, where I don't have to sit and look at a screen. So yeah, that's the thing with that. So that's why I'm real frustrated right now, is trying to use this stupid software, but I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm going to keep pushing forward and getting her done. I promise. Eventually, I'm going to get it. I have talked to a few friends and family in person over the last few days, and gotten more really positive, fun feedback. I've had a couple people say they watch, every day when I do this. So I really do appreciate that. So it's kind of gave me the motivation to keep going with it. I think if I keep going 10 minutes a day, and I keep doing it, eventually I'm going to be able to talk without using and you knows all the time as those audible pauses like I mentioned the other day. But yeah. So today is Thursday for sure, and like we say, it's Friday Eve, and I just been hammering it out at work, just hammering. So I don't really have a lot to talk about on that, as far as, just because I don't, who wants to sit there? I know yesterday's TDP was all about my adversity. I was just struggling. I'm struggling again today, but it's all right. As far as work goes, I'm not. I'm back on track. I'm getting after it. Got a lot of business and stuff going, but yeah. So I got like a holiday party this weekend. Pretty fired up about it. It's one of our friends' house, so getting excited about that. That's going to be good times. Shout out to my friends who knows what's up. Excited about having a good time with that. My son's home from college for a few weeks before he has to go back after the first of the year. So that's pretty exciting news to see him around again, around the house. And maybe he can. He's like in the next generation, so maybe he can help me with my software updates and stuff. Yeah, I feel like right now I am like the center of the North Pole, honestly, because we decided to do all of our holiday and Christmas shopping online this year. I think we might have picked up a couple things out, but we're doing all of our holiday shopping online. So I feel like I'm like Santa Claus here, and the elves are driving around little box trucks, and I get so many boxes right now in this last week or so. Yeah, I feel like I've gotten to know the mail people, like the FedEx guy. I feel like I'm gonna have to give him a box next for a present. Like, hey man, thank you. Maybe I'll give him tips. Like, hey, when you wear a striped shirt, wear a solid jacket. That's not that kind of tip. I don't know, I think that kind of fell flat. Anyways, getting a lot of boxes lately. It's great. But yeah, I've got all this stuff, all this audio equipment. It's time to start working out on my studio and getting it right. I know I can do better as far as the whole setup. So that's the goal. I'll just keep going at it every day, and then try not to freeze to death. But yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and you guys that have told me that you watch, shout out Matt, shout out to y'all. So, okay, that's it for today, guys. I appreciate you listening and watching, and we'll be back tomorrow for day number 8. Today's day 7. Tomorrow will be day 8 of TDP, and it will never end. Deuces.